Hello everyone, I'd like to give you a demo of our new HMRC recognised MakingTaxDigital bridging app 100PcMTD. It reads your accounts data from Excel or CSV source files and submits it to HMRC in the correct format. I'd like to start by showing you how easy it is to file quarterly updates using 100PcMTD. For the demo, I'll log in as Zara Underwood. Pressing Sign In opens a browser where you enter your login credentials. New users click on Register to create an account. Having logged in, you can close the browser and return to the app. From the app, I can see Zara has a self-employment business called Zara Zoo, a UK property business, a foreign property business, and is VAT registered. So to file the update, click on Zara Zoo, click on the Prepare button, review the figures. If the figures look correct, click on Send to HMRC, agree to the declaration and submit. For a single business, that's it done for 3 months. Here we have property businesses too, so let's do these as well. Again, very straightforward. Now that you have an idea of how the app functions, let's see how to set it up with your data. Accounts data is linked from the Home tab. Click on the Select Data Sources to bring up a File Chooser dialog. I've added 2 spreadsheets, one for the self-employed business Zara Zoo and a combined spreadsheet containing all property details. Your data could be in many spreadsheets or all in one spreadsheet, or even a mixture of Excel and CSV data. It doesn't matter to the app. Template Excel files are available for download from the website. There are separate files for consolidated expenses and full details expenses. If your turnover is less than 90k, then you can use the simpler consolidated expenses reporting. So let's have a look at the Zara Zoo spreadsheet with the incorporated template. The areas in yellow are the labels and should not need to be edited. These correspond one-to-one with the data fields required by HMRC. The red comment markers contain HMRC's description of each field. The green areas contain the submitted data. The template hard-coded example values require editing to link to your data. For self-employment, change the trading name to match your business's trading name. And change the data values to formulae that bring in the appropriate values from your records. In this example, I've changed Q1 turnover to be the sum of 2 values from sheet Q1. Unlike VAT reporting, the MTD income tax quarterly updates must be cumulative. That is 3 months, 6 months, 9 months and finally 12 months. Your accounts data is probably not cumulative, but you can get round this issue by simply adding the previous column value to your current value. This is shown here with the B11 plus in the formula. If you don't have a value for a particular category, simply delete the entry and it will be shown as not present in the app. For the quarterly updates, HMRC require at least 1 value of income and 1 value of expenses, even if 0. The templates also contain 2 further sections related to end-of-year reporting. An annual summary section for annual allowances and adjustments. This is for claiming allowances and making adjustments for the year. And a Business Source Adjustable Summary or BSAS for declaring any final year-end adjustments. You can ignore these sections if you're only interested in reporting the quarterly updates and leave the end of year reporting to your accountant. Otherwise, the fields can be populated and submitted by the app in a similar manner. If your turnover is below the threshold for consolidated expenses, you can use the consolidated templates that have fewer fields to populate. The property business templates follow a very similar pattern, except that the content and naming of the fields is different to match HMRC's reporting requirements. Foreign property is slightly different again, in that a set of data must be produced for each individual foreign property. These properties are identified by the property name line entry. The templates can be duplicated for each property either by duplicating the MTD_foreign property tabs with different names or stacking rows on top of each other for each property. Note that the tab name must start with MTD_ to be loaded by the app. To start a new financial year, simply save your spreadsheet as a new file and delete your source records ready for your new data. Since the templates are incorporated, all the values should automatically reset and then get populated as you fill in your new data. If HMRC changed the tax reporting requirements in future years, the templates may require some editing to add or remove line entries. We'll keep you informed if this is the case. OK, now that we've configured the data, let's go back to the app. The Zara Zoo Self-Employment tab shows that we have a cumulative Q1 update to prepare. Because this is the first update for the tax year, there is a button to change the accounting periods to either standard dates or calendar dates. Choose whatever aligns with your accounts. We'll select calendar dates here. Note this choice can only be made at the start of a tax year and before you have filed a Q1 report. Click on Prepare to get ready to submit the data. The linked data for the period will be loaded. Check the values are what you were expecting, then press Send to HMRC. You'll be presented with a final confirmation dialog. Press Submit to make the submission. In a few moments you should get a success message with a correlation ID. Pressing Close takes you back to the main screen where we can see that the obligation is now fulfilled. 3 months later you would make your Q2 update. And then after another 3 months your Q3 update. What if I've made a mistake with my figures? Unlike VAT reporting, you can amend your last period figures by clicking on View Amend and submitting the new values. Since the updates are cumulative, there is no need to modify previous submissions. Let's examine a few special features of the app. View Amend initially displays the current HMRC reported values. Clicking Load Amendments brings in the values from your spreadsheet. This displays the differences between the previously submitted values and the current values. Because I haven't changed anything yet, all the values are listed as unchanged. If I now edit the spreadsheet and save some new values, the app automatically detects that the data has changed on disk and loads the new values. There are a few further buttons to control the displayed data. Clicking on Hide Not Present declutters the view by removing the not present line entries. Clicking on Name shows the tab name of the sheet the data was loaded from. Similarly, clicking on Path shows the full file name of the source data. This can be useful if trying to work out why the values are not what you expected. There is a print facility available for all submitted screens. Clicking on this will open the System Print dialog to create paper copies. If you would like a PDF file copy of the report, select a PDF to file printer to create the file. OK, let's send these amendments, then send a Q4 update and move on to the other types of submission. The annual allowances and adjustments can actually be prepared and sent and updated at any time during the year. Only the last value is used. When we have submitted the final Q4 update for the previous 12 months, the Request Adjustable Summary Creation button is enabled. Pressing this triggers HMRC to create a summary calculation for the business, and an entry appears in the Business Source Adjustable Summaries panel. Pressing Prepare brings up the BSAS dialog. From here we can examine the HMRC calculation and then use the buttons to either declare 0 adjustments or bring in the adjustments from our linked spreadsheet. Here we'll load our adjustments and submit them to HMRC. Having done this, the Action button changes from View Adjust to View Only. Clicking on View allows us to see how the adjustments have affected the calculation. Note that the tab title has changed from Adjustable Summary Calculation to Adjusted Summary Calculation. If you're not happy with these figures, it is possible to click on Request Adjustable Summary Creation again to trigger a new calculation and go through the adjustment process again, as many times as it takes. OK, hopefully that gives you an introduction to the current app capabilities. The procedure for property businesses is very similar. We are waiting for HMRC to grant production access to the VAT API to allow VAT returns, hopefully in the next few days. Final self-assessment tax return reporting is work in progress, but won't be required until April 2027 at the earliest. The app has an update mechanism that allows the user to automatically install updates as they become available. Thanks for watching, and well done for sticking with it to the end.